Okay, YouTube, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress 2014 with the Flying Phent. This is Nighthall, episode number 79. Alright, unpaused. So there you go. Everyone who saw way too much of the nonsense from the last episode, it's been unpaused. You're safe. So if we come down here, I wanted to take a quick peek over here. And I was thinking, oh, I have made a hammer. Look at that. I was thinking, I can absolutely do what I was going to do with my hammers and do it this way. You know, maybe I should make them silver hammers. Then they can literally be all silver. No, I think iron hammer. We'll give them an iron weapon because that's the weapon of powerful dwarves. Although now I'm curious, what's the density difference? Metal, Dwarf Fortress. What's the density difference between silver and iron? Iron has a density of 7.85, and silver has a density of 10.49. Wow, silver would make a better weapon, a better hammer even, than, although gold would do even better. Do we have gold here? I'm going to semi-cheat, because I'm curious. Let us prospect all. Because I am curious, do I have gold in this deployment? I do, I have native gold. I'm just not deep enough for it. Or am I? Add fine pewter, trifle, lay pewter, nickel. I don't want to make, I want it smelt. Hematite and magnetite is all I kind of have on me right now. But I will have gold eventually. You know, I think silver is better. Honestly, I think I'm more a silver guy than a gold guy. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to, oh, wrong, I want a J and then M. There we go. I want new order. Silver. And now I gotta remember. No, I'm going to, because I'm never gonna remember. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go uniforms. That's not uniform. N is uniform, there we go. And we have metal armor. I really wish I could copy. There really isn't a copy, is there? There's a C, add uniform. And it makes it blank. So I have to duplicate metal uniform. You've already watched me do that. That seems to me that would be quite boring. You know, I'm gonna pause the recording, and I'm gonna make a copy of metal armor and call it silver armor, and that'll be what we give you the guys. So I'm gonna pause the recording, set that up, and once that's done, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and you'll notice this does not look the same as this. And those of you who have been screaming at me for episodes, although no one has done it yet, but I assume you were doing it to yourselves. This doesn't necessarily provide the best protection. In fact, nor does it even work. And I'll show you why. Let me flip over right here to the armor entry on the Dwarf Fortress wiki. These are at 2014. We're on the last one, so there you go. If we scroll down to, well, first of all, why didn't I end up making a silver uniform? You'll notice it's iron in my metal armor still and iron in the hammer dwarf. I didn't make silver. Why didn't I make silver? If we look over here, types, where material. Most armor must be made out of weapons-grade material, steel, iron, etc. Silver is not a weapons-grade material, therefore I cannot make silver armor. I can make silver swords, I can't make silver armor. Right? So, shoot. Right there, shoot. You'll also notice here, the material used in armor is extremely important to combat. Fully iron-armored, which is what I have, dwarves with iron short swords stand no chance against those clad in steel. That's interesting. In general, slashing weapons will have difficulty piercing armor made of the same weapons-grade material as the weapon. What is an axe? It is a slashing weapon. Oops. Piercing will be blunted, and blunt weapons will break bones through armor regardless of material. which means I made axe dwarves, but blunt weapons would be even better. I should have made hammer dwarves right from the get-go. Oops, again. And it even goes on to say here, demonstrating the utility of the slow but sure hammer. So I should be using hammers. So, step 1, we should transition to hammer. Then they go on to talk about the type of material that stuff can be made out of. Steel would be nice. I definitely want more steel. And I mean, we are asking for that. The next thing is that if we scroll down, you'll notice, and this is where I say some of my stuff doesn't work. If we look, cap has a little S after it, and helm has a little S after it. You might say, what the heck does that even mean? S, shaped item, maximum 1 per body slot. So when I go ahead and say, hey dwarves, you should totally equip an iron cap and an iron helm, they'll be like, I can't, they're both shaped. You're an idiot. Which is true, I am an idiot because they can't do it. So then I start thinking, well, shoot, I'm going to have to redo everything. How do I know what's what? Well, if you just keep going, you get to this, and it tells you, bang, here you go, equip these things. And the other thing is that you can also wear more than one thing. They give an example here, right? You have size and permit, so you can stack layers up, blah, blah. This thing here does all the math for you. Armor, 1 breastplate, 3 mail shirts, and 6 cloaks. So what have I done under my hammer dwarf uniform? 1 breastplate, 3 mail shirts, 6 cloaks. And I've gone ahead and decided to assign them again iron and leather. And then I did the same thing for the rest of that menu. It said 1 helm and 6 hoods, 2 pairs of trousers, and a set of greaves. I'll show you that right here. Right? I'm not going with cheap, so I went with, I mean, this is long skirts and greaves. Long skirts are foreign, and I don't have any long skirts. So legs, no foreign items. That's what I went with. 2 trousers and 1 greaves. Helm, I did that. 1 helm and 6 hoods. Gloves, I gave them a pair of iron gauntlets and 1 pair of leather mittens. Boots, I don't have shos because, again, they're foreign, so I went with 1 pair of socks and 1 pair of high boots. In addition to that, what I did is I went ahead and I added iron shields and iron warhammers to that mix as well. So, what is the next step in my plan here? Well, the next step is to find my axe captains and rename them Hammer Captain. Find my axe recruits and rename them Hammer Recruit. Grab my axe dwarves and rename them Hammer Dwarf. Oh, I missed the one. Hammer Dwarf. And then my axe lords. This isn't really going to fit yet because they're not, but I'm going to name them Hammer Lord. Now that shouldn't be a big deal because their teaching level is really high, so they should get used to learning them fairly quickly, especially in a danger room. So there we go. We are switching to hammers. Everybody will carry hammers, even my special squad. The difference is my special squad is indeed going to carry silver hammers. So what I want to do is remove these because this is going to need to be taken. Actually, I should have left one in. That was silly me. Iron Warhammer, repeat. Workshop profile. Add limit. Warhammer of iron. Range. I don't know, what was it? 5 to 7, right? For weapons? Yeah. Then I want to go into my manager, queue a new order, and I want silver Warhammer. Right there. Quantity 10. Right. Then we go back over to military. I want to go to equip, assign uniforms, and Hammer Dwarf. Hammer Dwarf. Hammer Dwarf. Hammer Dwarf. Hammer Dwarf. So everybody's going to now become Hammer Dwarves. I need to undo uniforms. How do I do that? P, I believe it is. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Okay, now I'm where I want it to be. Good. We'll go to Nighthall Guards. We'll come over here, remove the Iron Warhammers on them all, and remove the shields again. Actually, can anybody... Can I give these guys shields? Can you use shields with a Warhammer? Is Warhammer would be double-handed, would it not, I would think? Two-handed? Weapons. Types of weapons. Attack types, that would be a useful thing. Let's crushing weapons. Warhammers and maces. Is one better than the other? Battle axe. Oh, look at that. The axe can flat slap. Interesting. Bash, blunt, contact area 10. Velocity 2. Single grasp. So they are single grasp. Okay. Type edge will either slice or pierce their target depending on the contact area and penetration depth. I don't know if there's a difference. Dwarf Fortress, hammer versus axe. Let's see what people think. Axe versus hammer versus... pretty equal. Iron or bronze, copper armor. Picks are okay. Huh. Piercing weapons. Some just some weaker than axes, but also piercing weak spears. Instant kills? Holy smokes. Ah, so it sounds like... It sounds like I actually want to mix, as far as I'm concerned, of hammers and axes. That's what I'm getting out of this, and it sounds like silver axes, or I'm sorry, silver hammers are going to be better than... I'm sorry, silver hammers. Am I doing that right? Silver hammers are going to be better than iron hammers. Oh, it even tells you right here. Blunt weapons, steel, and silver. Silver is more likely to penetrate armors, but blunt weapons don't penetrate armor. But silver is very dense, so I think silver would make the best blunt. So everybody who carries a hammer should be a silver hammer. Everybody carrying an edge weapon should be carrying steel. Since I don't have steel, it'll be armor until I can get steel. The best dwarven made weapon against humanoids is the silver warhammer. Interesting. This is very interesting. So, what have we learned? We have learned that I don't necessarily want to make... I forget, was there something specific? There was something I wanted to look up, wasn't it? Oh yes, I wanted to know if they're two-handed, and they are not. Warhammers are single grasp. So, I want the uniform, in fact, the Hammer Dwarf uniform, to consist of... What am I doing? Silver warhammers. Material... Silver warhammers. Right. That's what I want. But all their armor to be iron until such time as I have sufficient quantities of steel. Now, what I'm going to do is make... Again, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to make a Axe Dwarf uniform now that's identical to the Hammer Dwarf uniform only is with iron axes instead of silver warhammers. And then what I'll do is the guys I already have will be axe dwarves, and new guys coming in will become hammer dwarves. And then once I'm even on axes and hammers, I'll start kind of doing 2 and 2 and kind of mixing them up. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to set the next uniform off camera. I'll come back and show it to you, and then we'll carry on from there. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, the Hammer Dwarf, as discussed, iron shields, silver warhammers. Axe Dwarves, as discussed, the exact same things, but with iron shields and iron battle axes. And if we go to Equip and assign uniforms, you can see that the existing trained people are Axe Dwarves, or at least they're carrying Axe Dwarf armor. They're wearing Axe Dwarf armor and carrying Axe Dwarf weapons. And then my guards are Hammer Dwarf, and my holding platoon is Hammer Dwarf. Also over here, the Axe Captains are still called Axe Captains, the Axe Recruits are still called Axe Recruits, the Axe Lords are still called Axe Lords, but all the new recruits are called Hammer Dwarf. I mean, and then there's also obviously the Hammer people, like the Hammer Dwarf. So that's all taken care of. We need to come back over here, forge Iron Warhammer. No, that's stupid, right? Because there's no reason to have an Iron Warhammer. So we'll add a new task, weapons and ammunition, silver, and a silver Warhammer. Repeat. W, add limit of silver, range 5 to 7. Good. Let me go to status here and make sure. Warhammer Iron. Let's go ahead and delete that. Nope. No. Okay. Iron Warhammer. Delete that. Really delete that constraint? Yes. I don't want any more Iron Warhammers. So silver Warhammers only. And am I still making battle axes? I am still making iron battle axes. Well, I'm not making them, but I'm keeping them in stock, right? And it should be 5 to 7. 5 to 7. Yeah, good. Excellent. So there we go. So this is set up. Yeah, that's all set up now. Good. So people should come and grab their stuff. The only downside is with the new uniforms, there's a lot more kind of leather goods that need to be obtained. Cannot produce Iron Warhammer. Are you sure? Pretty sure you could, but in any case, doesn't matter because I don't want them. I don't want them anymore. I changed my mind. Mechanic with no job. Really? Did I decide that since I had a bajillion mechanisms, he should stop? That sounds like something I would have done. And I do have a bajillion mechanisms. That is a valid point that I'm making. I believe this is not connected. So we can do that right now. We can go ahead and add spears. Right, good. Add spear 2. Add spear 3. Add spear 4. Add spear 5. Add spear 6. Add spear 7. Add spear 8. And add spear 9. Perfect. So that'll get taken care of. Those get linked up after levers pulled one more time, which is fine with me. And then once they're all linked up, they'll all get pulled a bajillion times again. There is going to be a delay. Obviously, that's not going to happen while there are spears to be linked up. So there's going to be a slight pause there. And also doing nothing Lumber Dwarf, right? Carpenter and Lumber Dwarf. Well, let's just take a look here. Lumber Dwarf. Designate T. Cut down tree. Chop down tree. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same. This is where I started the last time. No, it isn't. It definitely is not. Remove designation. Yes. Alright, so this is... Yeah, this is the size I want. So I want to start here. And go to there and all the way back. Did that designate a single tree? No. Well, I tried there, Lumber Dwarf. You know what we could do, though? If we're going to put a moat in at some point, I'm not quite sure how big, but that should be enough. All right, so let's just go ahead and chop down all those trees as well, around the outside. Do any of these extend over into the fort? No, they don't, so I don't have to worry about anything falling on anybody. Perfect. Yes, chop down all those trees there, Lumber Dwarf. Also doing nothing was a carpenter. Viboklikot. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's one of my good carpenters. Viboklikot, yeah. And that makes sense because I only have one carpenter's workshop for him to work on, right? This is either of my good carpenters can work there. That's what it's set for. Minimum legendary, maximum legendary. But that's fine. I'm okay with that. This isn't also... Yeah, so anyone can work there. So when the other carpenter's not there, he can use it, so that'll be fine. I don't know why I went there. I wanted to see who else was idle, because I don't remember who else was idle. The other one was... So my mechanic we've set up, my lumber dwarf we've set up, my carpenter, nothing we can do there. Good, so everyone should start working. And just like that, down to one idler, and it's my mechanic. Which, why are you idle, buddy? Oh, you're waiting for this lever to get pulled one more time. Right. You know, there's an easy fix to that. We can cancel it and then add pull lever, repeat. There we go. So now he should hop to it. And there you go. 0 idlers. Look at that. We're at 0 idlers. That's fantastic. All right, so unfortunately this episode did have a bunch of talking again as we reconfigured uniforms, but I think we learned some new stuff as a group, all of which can be boiled down to read the wiki. There's a lot of good stuff there. Next episode, I know I said this last episode, but I'll say it this one. Next episode, we'll get a lot more work going, and you'll see things will move forward a little bit better. But that'll be it for this episode. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.